guys, it's Brandon.
And this is Sabrina, and welcome to the Someone Call BS podcast, where we discuss navigating marriage, entrepreneurship, and owning our own businesses while also trying to do this thing called life together. Thanks for joining us here and listening to our literal BS.
Oh, you're gonna need to edit that out.
Ugh, come on.
Or trick two. Did their trick two make it run a lot better, but for the cheaper?
Seriously, don't say it like that.
Let's get it.
Hello, everyone.
What's up, guys?
We were having microphone difficulties, so sorry if there's a lot of feedback on our microphones tonight. I don't know what's happening.
Hello, mic check 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, no, I can hear you, but I can also hear every time you move, like your microphone gives me feedback. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to hear that too, but we'll just...
Gonna have to roll with it.
I'll just yell at you every time you move. Like right now, don't move. Sorry.
Okay, so this is gonna be the Sabrina show today.
You're going to look frozen the whole time because you just have to stay in that position and not move. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm sorry because I look like shit. I just got done working out and I ran to the table and got everything set up for our podcast because we are behind again this week. But
I look good.
yeah, you look very, very handsome, like
I've
always.
got Texans gear on. Shout out to my boy CJ Stroud.
Oh, Lord. Who is that?
The new quarterback for the Texans this year.
We were having an argument.
Leading us to the Super Bowl.
I don't think we're going to get that far, but...
Further than the Cowboys.
Brandon got mad at me the other day because I don't remember what games we were watching, but it was like you had 3 football games in one day that you wanted to watch. And
it was the bowl games, the college bowl games.
Okay, well,
it was 2 games.
Well, Brandon got mad at me because I kept telling him, like, in my personal opinion, football is the most boring sport there is for me to watch. Like, baseball, I can get into. Basketball, I've gotten into. Like, I'll get into a game. I'll be, like, hardcore into it. But football, literally, they will do a play or whatever the fuck you call it. They'll do something, and then it'll be, like, a minute of just standing around. They just stand there on the field doing nothing. And they stop the time clock. So then, like, each quarter of a football game takes, like, 2 hours.
There's no standing in baseball. They don't stand at all.
In football? Yeah, they do.
No, in baseball. I'm saying. You like baseball, but for the viewers out there, apparently there's no standing around in baseball. So.
There's really not. They hit the ball, and then you see what happens to the ball, and it's either like they do a home run or the guys on the outfield are like trying to get it and get it back. There's a lot of action going on. Football, they go like 2 feet, someone gets tackled, then they pause, they stand around for like 5 minutes, then they have to get back into their little lineup or however they do it.
You can see she's never paid attention to
then
the game.
They do another play. It lasts for like 2 seconds. And then again, we stand around. The clock stops. Stand around again. Then we wait.
The clock
they do another
actually doesn't stop if they're in bounds.
Yeah.
Only if they step out of bounds or if it's under the 2-minute warning.
I don't know. Every time I look at the screen, I'm looking at the clock because it's so terrible to watch football that I'm like watching the clock to see like I'm counting down every second of the game that we're watching. And it pauses a lot. Like the time clock pauses a lot in the football. Anyway, I'm not a big football fan. Sorry. I know probably a majority of our listeners are men. So if y'all like football, I'm sorry, but I just think it's a boring sport. And I'm very passionate about it. Like I'll get pissed. And then Brandon yells at me because I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, shame on me for like working 687 hours in 1 week, and then
so do I.
I was like, hey, do you mind if I haven't really watched any of the bowl games, but can I just watch these 2?
So. I watched them.
She did. She just the whole time she was like, "So, are they gonna do anything or what? I mean, are they gonna run a play or is it?
No,
Has anyone gotten a home run or?"
it's literally the worst. It's the most boring thing I've ever seen with my eyes on television. Like, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's no F1, I will say.
Yeah, like at least I get into F1. Like, I'll get into a race. I'll get in it. We were really into baseball for a minute. Like, we got into baseball. We were really into basketball back when like the Spurs had what are they called? The three players.
Manu, Tony
Well,
Parker.
No, I know their names, but isn't there like a name for them that they say? Like in the industry, isn't it like the something big three or like?
Yeah, I mean, some people called them the big three, I guess.
Oh, I don't know, but yeah, we watched back when it was Duncan, Manu, Ginobili, and don't tell me, Tony Parker.
Wow,
See,
incredible.
I know. Yeah. So yeah, we were really into basketball before. We've been really into baseball, but yeah, I hate football with a passion. It's just too much standing around for me.
Yeah, there's not enough murder. She needs a good murder show. Somebody needs to die for her to look up from TikTok. If nobody's dying,
That's not true.
and they're not like, so, and then.
That's not true. I appreciate Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We've been through this. Salt Lake City,
Yeah.
Kardashians.
No.
You know.
Yeah, where they stand around.
Sister Wives.
Sister Wives, they sit around because all the sister wives are about 675 pounds.
Let's not be rude.
And they sit around and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe I've made these horrible life decisions with Cody Brown." Every episode's the same.
First of all, I will be very embarrassed if one of the sister wives ever watches this podcast or listens to it somehow, and you've just called them all fat. They are beautiful in their own way.
Yeah.
And they're not fat. They're not all fat. So you should apologize.
Well, it's debatable.
I love the sister wives. And
there's a whole lot of sitting around on that show is what I'm saying.
No. There's a lot of drama on the sister wives.
And sitting around.
And
the whole
my
show.
favorite sister wife
sitting around
is
the entire time.
My favorite sister wife is...
You don't even know.
No, yes, I do. I'm so bad with names. Christine. That's my favorite sister wife.
She's not even a sister. None of them are sister wives anymore. The whole show is a sham.
No, it's not. It's about the unraveling of their family now. It's very interesting. Anyway, I won't bore y'all with that.
Please, God, no. Can we talk about something relevant?
Well, what content do you have today? Because I literally have nothing for our listeners today, other than us spouting off. By the way, AJ, I listened to your podcast, the one where your wife / executive producer is interviewing you, and y'all are very organized. Very organized.
Yeah, it's not like this fucking madhouse of what we have.
No, it's like the complete opposite. So if y'all hate our podcast, even though you're listening to it, like if y'all hate it for some reason and y'all want the complete opposite of what we have going on, then you should listen to AJ's podcast.
Yeah.
I listened to it and then I was like, wow, maybe we suck at this podcasting thing, because they were like pretty organized and like they had all of their points.
Well, they definitely you can tell they edit theirs. So like if they mess up,
they're
like they're
professionals.
gonna reshoot. Well, we're not reshooting. I shoot from the hip.
No.
So it's raw, unedited Brandon Brown.
Yeah, the other day, if y'all are like consistent listeners, y'all probably noticed this, and I didn't realize it until it was posted, so I probably could go back and edit, but I don't know how to do that. So I accidentally put the outro at the beginning of the podcast, and so the outro played first.
Amateur.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm sorry about that if y'all listen consistently and you noticed, but yeah. I can't go back and fix it. I don't know how. So, yeah. What's going on in your life lately?
Well, we are in Texas and we're experiencing a winter freeze down here.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is frozen.
It is cold in our house, actually. That's what I was going to do. I need to put the heater on. Stat. I feel like it's not on. It's 64 degrees.
I feel like the entire northern portion of the country laughs at us when it freezes down here because we really don't know what to do. Like, you know, a vast majority of Texans are like, yeah, well, you in what army, pal? They just have that kind of mentality. Like, you in what army?
What are you talking about?
You know how, like, most Texans are like, I could secede from America.
Yeah.
And I could fight off the government.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if the government has climate control and they throw a winter storm, we are fucking done for, pal. Because we just don't do too well with it down here. Nobody can drive in it. Wrecks everywhere. The grid, like, power's shutting down here. Freaking everything's freezing over.
I literally died on Monday. Monday was so cold. I think because the sun wasn't out, it just felt terrible. And so we were supposed to be open and at my San Antonio office, even though it was also MLK Day. But so we were supposed to be open, but we ended up being closed. And I barely moved a muscle the entire day, and I ate a bunch of food. And I felt terrible. So that's what I did.
I went to work.
I know. Also, I did want to give you credit because
I'm a savage.
Yeah, you've really been doing great on the 75 hard and being consistent with it, and I have just flopped completely. So, did I tell everyone last time on the podcast that I drink champagne?
Yeah, you touched base on the champagne.
Did I?
So, pretty sure.
No, we haven't podcasted since then because that was last Thursday. And this is our podcast. We were supposed to record over the weekend and we didn't.
It's debatable. I don't know. I feel like you definitely mentioned it.
No, I don't think so. I'm going to say it again.
No, for fuck's sake. So, everybody's unsubscribing at this point.
No, I swear we have not talked about this. Okay. I'm going to go back and listen to our last episode.
Yeah, you probably should. Executive produce that.
Well, so I was doing great. And then Thursday of last week, we had company pictures. And this really nice man, we were at the Pearl, if y'all are local, like the Pearl downtown. And there's this French restaurant called Brasier Monchuchu. It's like a French cuisine style.
Raclettes.
Yes, they have raclettes. If anyone would like to eat one of those, that's where you get them. But yeah, the owner of that restaurant was there, I guess, before it opened because we were taking pictures at like 9 a.m. And he comes out and there's a lot of like restrictions on photography at the Pearl. Like there's certain places where you can take pictures and then there's certain places where you can't. And so, yeah, like you can't take pictures inside Hotel Emma.
Since when?
You can't take pictures inside the hotel, like in their lobby or anything. With a professional camera.
Oh, I was going to say, I've taken pictures inside.
No, okay. I mean, like, if they see a photographer.
Like a photo shoot.
Yeah.
They don't want you profiting off of their
like
landscape
design
or whatever.
Yeah, so we were outside near Hotel Emma, and the restaurant's, like, right across from them. And this man walks out, and he's like, who's in charge of the photo shoot? And I thought we were getting in trouble for, like, taking pictures, so I, like, almost didn't want to tell him it was me, but I told him it was me. And he was like, well, y'all should have champagne. Who's doing a photo shoot and y'all don't have champagne? And so he brings us from his restaurant like this nice bottle of champagne, and we get to pop it and like take pictures. And he was just the nicest man. A smart business move because we ended up going there for lunch, like the whole team, and we spent like $600 on lunch there. So a smart, nice man gave us champagne. Anyway, the point of the story is he gave us a champagne and I was having such a fun time and we were taking pictures toasting with it and I ended up drinking it, and I didn't even realize that I'm doing the 75 hard, and I can't drink. So then after that, I ruined it. And Brandon is very much like, you can do things, and like, for instance, he's kind of bending the rules because he's still drinking alcohol. But at that point, like, I have to be all in or all out. So like, I wasn't drinking alcohol because I was trying to do the 75 hard. So I was like, if I was going to drink alcohol, I'll just do the 75 soft, where you just work out once a day, because that's the rule of the 75 soft. There's not really a legitimate like in between. But I was like, no, I'm just going to do the 75 hard because I don't really drink a lot anyway. So I thought it would be fine. Anyway, I screwed up by drinking that glass of champagne. I didn't even realize it till after I got back to my office that it clicked. And so after that, I've just not been, I'm like, well, I'm basically doing the 75 soft. And so I kind of lost a little bit of motivation. I've been doing the 75 soft, just not the 75 hard.
Have you?
Yes.
How's your book coming along?
It's coming along fine. I read today.
The other day, because I only did the 75 medium firm.
That's not real. That's not legit.
That is mine. It's the in-between. The only way I was going to do it is if I could make my own rules. So, like, for the diet, like, I'm not eating, like, anything super healthy. It's not any kind of super healthy diet. It's just, I eat whatever we have here at the house. No fast food. Okay, fine. Easy enough. And only 2 sheds a week. So, like, that's my diet. I wrote that diet down. That's my diet I'm sticking to. Okay, cool. I can do that. Bless you. Jesus.
Sorry.
And then I'm doing the 2 workouts a day and the 10 pages and the this and the that. Well, anyway, so the other day, it was, I don't remember what day it was. Maybe Sunday. I think it was Sunday. It wasn't super cold yet, like bone chilling cold.
No, I thought it was It was literally Monday, wasn't it?
Maybe it was Monday. I don't remember. It was one of the days where it wasn't like crazy cold.
Maybe it was Sunday.
Instead of doing the sauna, because we have like an infrared sauna in her office. So I've been coming home and like I do in the morning or during the day, I'll do my outdoor workout. And then at night, I'll come home and walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes. And then I'll sit in the sauna for roughly about 15 minutes. That's how long it takes me to read 10 pages. Because sometimes I have to read the page multiple times to like get the point of what's being said. So that's what I've been doing. And I was like, oh, you know what? Tonight, instead of the sauna, it'll be cool. We'll heat the hot tub up and we'll sit in the hot tub. So we did. And she was like, oh, well, I guess I'll read too. So she opens her little app and I'm like, oh, what page are you on? Because I thought we could talk about maybe some of the book. And she was like, oh, I'm on page 60.
No, 79.
79, something like that. And I'm like, what? You're behind. And she's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, no, you're behind. No, I'm not. I'm like, you haven't been reading. She was like, yes, I have. She was getting pissed.
I have been reading.
And I'm like, well, then you haven't been reading 10 pages a day. And she was like, yes, I have. So I had to open the app. I'm like, we're on day 12. Day 12 would be at minimum 120 pages. Like, I had to take remedial math in high school. I did not go to college for math. And even at that, if there's any of my schoolmates who happen to listen to this podcast, they will tell you I cheated off of their homework to pass that math class. But I can do simple math. So I was like, I'm on like page 140 because I've been reading, 10 or a little bit over that, because I got to get the 45-minute mark. So whichever comes first, if I, as long as I'm at 15 minutes and I've read the 10 pages, I'll get out. But if not, if I haven't hit 15 minutes yet, to get my full 45, I'll continue reading. So,
well, I've been reading. I just must have not counted correctly.
Obviously.
I'm up
So,
to
yeah.
like I'm up to like 120 now.
Well, you're still behind the champ. So, yes, I am. Whenever I put my mind to something, like that's it. It's done. So I decided this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm not gonna cheat myself out of it. I'm gonna finish the thing. I'm gonna finish the full 75 fucking shits.
This is how I am. I'll get really into something, and then if like it has to be black and white for me. Like I fucked it up with the champagne, so I'm like, well, I've ruined it. Like
I'm ruined it, so I might as well eat 20 cookies.
I did. I ate 20 cookies. I'm so terrible, y'all. Like I'm not like that. Casey,
She's a junkie.
Casey,
She's a cookie junkie.
who told me all the nice compliment last time about like your like I don't remember what she said, but your like goals, blah blah blah. No, I'm terrible. This is what I do. I commit myself to the 75 hard. I fuck it up by drinking a glass of champagne, and so then I'm like, well, it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing every time, no matter what it is in my life. It's all or nothing. So then I'm like, well, that fucking sucked. And then I had a shitty day Friday. So then I came home and I baked cookies that I bought at the store and I ate 20 of them. I have a problem.
Yeah, she did. And she tried to bait me into eating them too. And I was like,
and I didn't
no,
even,
sir. Not me, pal.
I didn't intentionally like count the cookies. I would just have like a couple here and there. And then the next day, so it was a 24 pack. It's like the ones that you buy and they're like, you know, in a row on the little thing, and you just take them and put them in the oven. So it was like a 24 pack of cookies. And so next day I go to look at the pack and I realize there's only 4 left and I've eaten 20 of them.
Well, she tried to accuse me first. She was like, did you have any cookies last night? And I was like, no. And she knew in the pit of her soul that she had eaten 20 at that point.
Yeah, which I don't even want to know how many calories that is, but that's my life.
Yeah.
And then we have a group message.
She's human. She's human, just like everybody else.
Well, except you, because you're still going.
I just, in my personal opinion, maybe it has not hit me yet, but to me, it is not that difficult thus far. But also, too, I have made my own rules with the alcohol thing. So, you know, just like today, I was out running parts, so I met her for lunch. And again, like, I'm not an alcoholic anymore. Anyway, I used to have a problem with it, like back in my late teenage years, but I beat that. And I'm very much in control of it now. So, like today, I wanted a cocktail. We went to J. Alexander's, a cocktail.
Literally, it sounded like you said you wanted a cock.
Oh, I must have pulled away from the mic. Cocktail.
I'll take that as a like audiograph.
No,
that's going somewhere. That's for sure going somewhere.
I wanted a cocktail at J. Alexander's. They have it's called the 210. It's got blueberry jam in it, a little bit of bourbon, a little bit of razzle dazzle with like some fizzy stuff in there. And it's pretty good. So, but I just had one. Like, it's not like I need it. It's just I enjoy fancy cocktails. Speaking of fancy cocktails, guess what else?
What?
I found some fancy cocktails at the Grand Vela's adults only all-inclusive resort in Cabo. I'm trying to make her book this Cabo trip. She won't do it.
Well, okay. I'm trying to save money.
Not me.
If you're going to pay for it, we can book it.
I am going to pay for it.
That's fine. If you're going to pay for it, we can book it. But
I'm the travel guy. I typically always pay for our travel.
You're going to pay for it and then have your card free and clear. That way we can book our Montana trip for the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I use that card for is travel.
Yeah, I know.
It's literally a Sapphire Reserve travel card from Chase.
That's fine.
So after we get off of here, we're going to book Cabo, baby.
Yeah, and our single friend Hobart is coming with us, I think.
Yeah, hopefully.
So if anyone knows any single ladies that we can hook him up with, we've been trying to find him a wife.
Or if anybody else wants to come, if anybody else, we are staying. They do have a side for like people with the children, but we're staying in the adults only side.
Yeah.
So
it's we've never been there, but apparently so we usually go to LeBlanc in Cabo, and that's a really nice resort, but Brandon found this other one that he wants to try, so.
We always walk past this one. We do like these beach walks in the morning, these romantic beach walks, because we love each other.
Aww.
Aside from what you see on this podcast where she's like, "You fucking idiot."
Aww.
We love each other.
You love me?
We do these beach walks. Yeah, when I'm in Cabo. I love you.
That's fine.
When we do these beach walks, we always walk past this place called the Grand Vela, and it is just a beautiful place. Like every single balcony room like has these flowers on it. Like it just looks really cool. And you can't even really see it too well because it's on like a cliff. So it's like kind of elevated.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can still go down to the beach and whatnot, but like it's the pool and everything is elevated up off a cliff. I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to try it out. So
that's fine. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
It stresses me out we have to look at the calendar because I have to go out of town in March for work.
Okay. We'll look at the calendar.
Yeah. We'll look at those dates and then plan around it.
Yeah. We're not doing too much this year. Cabo, I've got to go to Florida, see my sister and my niece and nephew over the summer. We're going to do some sort of trip to see them because they're kind of growing up. Haven't seen me in a minute. So we're going to go do something with them over the summer. See my mom, see her new digs in Florida where she lives. What else?
Montana.
I did get us Le Mans tickets. They're doing Lone Star Le Mans at Coda. So I got us tickets for that. In the paddock, you know how I do.
F1.
F1. That's must do. Like you gotta do F1. Matter of fact, I need to email them.
Yeah.
To see
Montana.
At the end of the year, going with a friend of ours. We're gonna go to Whitefish, Montana to I guess shortly after Christmas. I don't know. We got to figure out when the dates are that we're gonna go, but we're trying to stay there for like New Year's Eve because apparently they do a badass fireworks show. And Sabrina wants to stay at this place called the Clydesdale's Outpost, which is where you stay in these little cabins on a Clydesdale ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And
you get to play with the Clydesdales, and they're beautiful, and they have sleigh rides, and you can groom them. It'd be cool. Yeah. That's a dream for me.
It's a dream.
To be in the snow with horses.
Although it's like, it was like 17 here this week, and she was like, "Please come home because I believe something is wrong with the water well, and I cannot be outside. Please."
I don't have clothes for this. Not to mention, it's not snow. I feel like ice is different than snow. I did not feel this cold in Colorado when we were there, or not Colorado. Montana when we were there for Thanksgiving.
Nope, it was fucking cold. She didn't feel cold because she was loaded up with the THC, the dope.
I was not high the whole trip. I was only high one day. So, no, there's something different about ice versus snow.
I don't know. I was in the same place she was, and it was fucking cold up there.
My allergies are getting so bad. I don't know why. Can you hear me? Hopefully not like sniffling and stuff. Can you?
Yeah, no, I can.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, and then Brandon told me that he's booked us a romantic night away for Valentine's Day weekend.
Well, I don't know that it's romantic, but I put thought into it.
And so then he told me what hotel he wanted to book, and I told him no, that I wanted the Four Seasons.
Yeah, the Four Seasons.
Mm-hmm. I want the Four Seasons, and they're pet friendly.
The hotel I had was pet friendly too.
No, I know, but so is the Four Seasons.
Yeah, double the price.
Well,
Classic.
it's for Valentine's Day.
Oh boy.
If you book me there, I promise I'll put out.
Well,
I'll give you payment.
that is still debatable. I have got to say I've heard that one before.
Well, guess you'll have to wait and see. It'll be a surprise.
I guess so. Dinner will be a surprise and payment will be a surprise.
We have credit card points. We can book that one.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so now I can't wait for that because I get to stay at the Four Seasons. I've wanted to stay at the Austin one for a while.
I literally, like, when it's hotel rooms in the US, I just don't care.
No, I'm not
I really
staying in a bad hotel ever.
I mean, I don't care about, like, I get, like, okay, you don't want to stay in a Hotel 6, but, like, I never get
a
super
Motel 6, that's what they're called.
I never get super jazzed up about, like, staying places. Like,
I know, I do.
Sabrina's real bad about we'll go, like, especially for F1 weekend. I don't know why she does this.
That was one time I did that.
She always books us suites. And I'll get in there and I'm like, why did you book us a suite? And she's like, it's not a suite, it's a mini pavilion. She'll make up some other name for it, and I'm like, it's a fucking suite. It's got a living room, there's a big screen TV, fucking couch. Like, there's a whole other area of the hotel room we never explore whenever we're there. But she will get it for us. I'm like, we literally sleep in here. That is it.
Okay, well, I learned my lesson with F1. Like, we literally only were there to sleep. Regardless of that, I will still book a nice hotel. Like, I will not stay at a Holiday Inn or anything like that. Like, never.
Whenever I go out of town, I do. Like, whenever I go to tuning seminars, like, I went, not this last year, but the year before, I went to Devin Vanderhoof's class in, where was that? South Carolina? I think it was South Carolina. It was one of the Carolinas. South or North. I don't remember which. It was very cold there, too. But what was the hotel I stayed in?
Oh.
I sent you a picture of it, and you were like, oh my God.
It was like a Holiday Inn or one of the, like, lower level Marriott hotels. I don't remember.
Keep your location on, please.
Well, I just don't like to stay in places that I'm probably bougie. I understand that. But if it's dirty, like, I just have higher expectations. So if, like, you're a 5 stars preferred, but if you're 4 or 5-star hotel, then I trust that you're going to be clean, and I trust that you're going to, like, have good bedding, hopefully, and you're not going to have bed bugs. And I still check. I'll go to a 5-star hotel and I'll look at the bed. I'll pull up the mattress. Like, I do all of that still, but I feel better if it's, like, clean and nice and comfortable. Like, I do not want to sleep where I am uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I've gone past that point where I'm not sleeping in a dingy hotel with carpet that's dirty and a faucet that looks like it hasn't been cleaned. Like, I'm just not doing it.
If it's just me, I'll do it. But if it's her, yeah, we gotta stay at the Four Seasons. Now, whenever we go on vacation, like whenever we booked our trip to Europe and we did London and Paris, like, I want the 5-star, I want the suite, like, I want the bad boy shit.
Especially being away, like, in a foreign country, like, I want to at least feel like I'm in a clean, safe space.
Cabo too, like, I ball out. Like, the Grand Velas, it's expensive to go. I mean, LeBlanc is expensive too. That's why I told her, like, it's really not too much of a difference between the two. So, like, I don't know, kind of want to try the Grand Velas.
Yeah, it'll be nice. Yeah, I'm like that, and then I'm getting to be like that with flights too. Like,
she's horrible with flights. It's ridiculous.
I don't like to sit in economy anymore, and it's not like I'm not saying I'm too good for economy. I'm just saying I like to have room. Like, I'm getting too old and like past the point of, like, where I have to make myself suffer through a flight where I can't move my arms because I'm sitting next to a stranger and I don't want to touch them. Like, I'd rather pay for comfort or business class and have some more room, leg room, some more room between the seats. Like, I'm too old and I'm not in that space anymore to where I can like sit super close to somebody.
Flights, I literally do not care. If they were to have the little movie things in with the luggage, throw me down with the luggage. I just don't care. I'm just thinking about wherever I'm going. Like,
no, I care.
when I get there.
I really care about it.
Oh, we know. Our Europe trip, I finally financially recovered from that one because she booked us first class.
Well, I would have booked us just business class, but they were sold out, which now I know why, because first class is a shit ton of money, which I'm not saying I choose business class or a first class. Like, I'm fine with business class or like the comfort, like Delta has comfort plus seating. So it's like economy, but it's like better seats. I'm just saying, like, I'll pay some extra money to have better seats. That's all I'm saying. But the Europe trip ruined me. Like, I don't think I can go back from what we flew, because on the way back, they were all sold out. So we originally bought economy seats for the flight there and back. And then, like, a few months before we were leaving, I wanted to see if there were any upgrades available, and there was, and it was significantly cheaper than when like I originally booked. So I went ahead and booked it, but it was they only had available for the flight there. They were all sold out on the flight back. So on the flight there, we flew first class,
which was still expensive.
No, it was crazy expensive, but they didn't have business class. All they had was the first class. So,
but she booked it significantly cheaper, so I'm scared to even know what it was.
No, it was insanely expensive, like 20 grand a seat before to fly first class.
20 grand.
Like, that was there and back, but still, it was like, because at first when I was booking the thing originally, I was like, oh, maybe I should just book first class because it's like our first trip. Like, I want to go all out. And then I remember like seeing the prices and I was like, oh, fuck, we cannot do that. Like, that's insane. I don't know who can afford to do that. And then it was like
Kevin Pack.
It went down to like, it was significantly cheaper.
Well, it's still 4Gs.
Yeah. But it was 4Gs for both of us. It was like that much cheaper. That's how insane the airlines run their shit, is like, okay. And I don't know that it was 2 months before maybe it was like a few weeks before. I think it was closer to like a few weeks before, but that was when I went to upgrade. And because they hadn't sold those seats, then they were like on a huge discounted price. So I grabbed them because I was like, well, it's like once in a lifetime. And they were like quadruple the price before.
Might as well. It's on Brandon's card.
But yeah, then on the way back, we flew economy, and it was bad.
I had a stimulating conversation on the flight back with somebody who worked at Alpine.
Yeah, I mean, he was really nice, but I don't remember what I did. Maybe I slept.
You took a Xanax. You took a Xan bar. A couple doses of Xanny.
Yeah, and I slept.
Xannies, and then you slept.
Yeah, that sounds right. But it was terrible. It was a terrible sleep.
I don't even think I slept on the way back. Like, I think I was awake.
It was awful.
It was all right.
Anyway,
that's my... in other news...
Yeah, that's just...
in case you didn't know, whenever you have a well and it's freezing cold outside, you have to hook a sprinkler to it and let it run so your well doesn't freeze. Well, old Einstein over here...
I put it on.
She was none too pleased with the parameter in which the water was spraying our backyard. It was spraying too far, and she was concerned with it touching the chickens or the goats. So she turned the water way down. Well, what happened Monday was it froze. So Monday night when I got home, I had to go outside and it froze. So the pressure, it was like what did they call it?
Pressure valve.
It was a pressure relief valve that popped off, and it was like geysering 60 pounds of water pressure, like jettisoning into our backyard. It was like carving this canyon because it had popped off because the little needle and seat froze. So I'm out there with like my Milwaukee heat gun. I took my cocktail torch from in here, my little butane torch, and I'm like out there trying to unfreeze.
He was out there for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I finally got
At
the
night, like it was dark out.
I got the hose unfroze so I could unscrew it. I brought the sprinkler in here, got it all thawed out because the head was frozen on it because the water was moving so slowly that it froze. If you've got like high water pressure, it can't freeze because it's moving too quick. So yeah, that was a freaking nightmare. So
Well-
if you ever have a well, make sure you listen to the water well people, and if they tell you to put a sprinkler on, like
I did. I put the
you need to-
sprinkler on.
open the valve all the way, like it's got to be free flowing.
Well, I didn't know that. Like when you put the faucets on, you just have to make sure they're dripping. So I just thought,
The faucets that are inside of your home
I don't know the
versus
difference.
one outside.
Well,
Ay.
anyway, yeah, poor Brandon was out there late at night on Monday night when it was really cold, like trying to fix it, and I was just laying in my bed because I was freezing. Me and the Frenchies. It was so cold.
Yeah. And then every time I came inside, she was like, "Did you get it? What did you? Is it good now?"
Well, I asked if you needed help. You said no.
What were you gonna do?
I went out there to check on you a couple times.
Yeah, just to make sure I was alive.
At least I did that. I went out there.
That's true.
I wanted to see if you needed help. I
Our
felt
pool
bad.
has survived.
Yeah.
It seems everything seems to still be functional on our pool, so that's good. I was pretty concerned about that because that was quite the investment as well. So I was a little concerned being a first-time pool owner with a freeze, how that was going to go. But thanks to CH Custom Pools,
Mhm.
they've got us all the right equipment. So
Yeah.
unbeknownst to me, whenever it freezes, it goes into like anti-freeze protection mode and pulse width modulates the pumps that we have to like 4,000 gallons per hour or something. It just wicks them up and runs everything like full tilt.
Yeah.
That way it doesn't freeze. So that was pretty cool.
We need to next year. I would like to have by this time next year. I would like to have propane fireplace
Yeah.
and a propane stove.
Well,
Because
we happen to know somebody at South Tex Propane.
They said they could do that.
See if we can't get that done for you.
Thank you.
We're also trying to get some landscaping done from HD.
Good old Hobie.
Good old Hobie. Trying to get some palm trees, some Joshua trees, a little bit of rock.
Yeah.
Y'all think automotive repair is expensive? Get you some landscaping done, my friend. Huh. That will shock ya.
Yeah. I had heart
Like,
palpitations.
Ask for some rock. Literally, like some rock. You will be shocked at how expensive a dump truck full of rocks are.
I know.
Some of our invoices, like I think our average repair order is right around $2,000. That is kind of our average repair order that gets closed out. That's just what they average to. That pales in comparison to a dump truck full of rocks. Which I'm not complaining because I don't do those
Well,
things.
yeah. It's not like it's Hobie's fault. It's the rock is just expensive, which is insane.
Yeah, I'm not saying like, oh, he's expensive or anything like that. It's just it is expensive. Like no matter who's doing it, it is just freaking expensive.
Yeah. The Rock. I can't believe it.
Yeah, we just were like, oh yeah, we want to put some rocks, in line around the pool area, do like a little rock bed, maybe throw some little plants in there, get some palm trees, like make it look kind of tropical. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, so I don't know where Brandon's going to travel with all this money, but we'll
It's the
figure
bank's
it
money.
out.
I only have to pay it back a little bit at a time.
Well, we'll see what else we can get into.
Yep.
All right. Do you have anything else for our listeners tonight?
I'm trying to think.
Sorry, guys. We didn't really come with good content for you. But we will do better on our next episode. We need to plan. So we've been planning for Sundays to record, and we never record on Sundays. We need to move it to Fridays or something, like Friday nights. Because I feel like our weekend goes by so fast and we're so busy doing stuff. So then Sundays come, and we've already had this conversation about Sundays. Like, I like to have rest.
Oh, we should actually touch base on that.
What?
So, funny little story. So, she went into this whole thing and she was like, on Sundays, I actually prefer to rest. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, da-da-da-da-da.
Uh-huh.
So she was like, if you're gonna wanna take me out and make me do things, it needs to be on Saturday. So this Saturday, I'm like, cool. I scheduled what I needed to do at the shop, and I told her, hey, I think I'm gonna be out, like, I don't know, by 2 p.m. 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So I can come home and change real quick, and we can go. I wanted to go, because I knew this freeze was coming. Milwaukee just released these propane heaters, and I wanted to go look for them at Home Depot. I found a Home Depot. It said they had them. So I'm like, okay, can we go look at these? Maybe we'll grab dinner, go to the grocery store, whatever. Since it's Saturday, you don't have to be in bed on Saturday, right? Saturday, she said, Saturdays are free game. You can do whatever on a Saturday.
I don't know what was wrong with me on Saturday. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. I'm sorry. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was so sleepy on that Saturday in particular.
Yeah. So we go, and she's just in a rotten mood.
I was not in a rotten mood. I was just like kind of low energy, but I was not. I will always admit when I am in a bad mood or I was being grouchy. I was not being grouchy. You were being grouchy.
No.
So let me tell everyone what the real story was.
Let's hear it.
He wants to go the day before this freeze is going to come to go find
2 days.
Well, no, but it was going to start to get cold Sunday. Sunday was when we got in the hot tub and it was like 50, 40 degrees. I don't remember. So he wants to go the day before, even if it's 2 days. The whole state of Texas knows this freeze is coming.
They just released these heaters.
Try to find propane heaters. Have you been to the grocery store when a freeze is coming? Literally, people clear off the shelves like they're going to die. Like, I don't know what they think is going to happen, if they think we're going to get like 50 feet of snow, but they will buy every single grocery item for like a month's worth of groceries before a freeze. They will buy all the toilet paper. They will buy all the fucking meat in the produce section. I know because I was at an HEB on Friday and I witnessed it happening. There were empty shelves. So he tells me he wants to go look for these heaters. I'm like, okay, honey, like trying to be nice. But then I am looking up the heaters. I'm looking up before he gets home. I'm like, let me see where I can find these because, it's 2024. You can the Home Depot. I looked, there was 0 Home Depots in the San Antonio area that had those. That was when I looked at it at like 2 p.m. But I'm not going to say anything because I know how I can be. So I'm trying to be nice and cordial. And I'm like, we'll just go to San Antonio. We're going there anyway. So I'll let this man look for his heaters at Home Depot, even though I knew in my soul with how people act at the grocery store, you don't think they're going to clear out Home Depot with heaters? Like, they will buy every single fucking heater on the shelf. It doesn't matter.
Well, you would think that nobody has any money the way that they
So,
act on social media.
we get there, and I am perfectly pleasant. And we're walking around, and I'm like, well, we need to ask someone. So we're trying to find someone, but I'm like, honey, I don't think they're going to have the heater. Do you see this line? The line for Home Depot, I don't know what the fuck people were buying. It was so long. It was like halfway down the fucking building, the line to check out.
Yeah, she said that like 15 times. She's like, they're not going to have it. They're not going to have this heater.
So what the real problem was is I was just stating facts. They're probably not going to have this heater because it's the day before a freeze. You got to get those like a month before people even think about
You
it.
couldn't get them a month before because they just released this heater.
Anyway,
Literally.
so then he gets upset because we finally find somebody to help us in this godforsaken Home Depot on the west side of San Antonio. We drove all the way to, and the guy's like, yeah, we don't have any. So then I'm like, I told you there wasn't going to be any in stock. And he's like, he turns around and yells at me and tells me that I have an attitude when he's really just the one that got grouchy because now he's realized they don't have them in stock. So now he's mad that they're not in stock, but he's going to take it out on me for just stating the fact that I knew they were going to be out of stock. And so then
No.
I don't speak to him. And then he's like, well, let's stand in this long ass line for some light bulbs that could be ordered on Amazon. I was like, why aren't we just getting these light bulbs on Amazon? Why are we standing in this line?
Because we were already at Home Depot. And they had them there. So yeah, she was grouchy about standing in the line. So then we go to eat. She's still not really just having a great time. And then so Sunday rolls around. And I'll wrap this up because I know this is a long one. So Sunday comes around, right? And I'm like, okay, you know what? It's Sunday. She wants to stay at home Sunday. You know what we're going to do today? We're going to stay home. We ain't going to do nothing. And I think we ended up I think I ended up going to get a coffee or something.
Oh, yeah, that was your coffee day.
So she's here.
You know what I did? I slaved away in the kitchen all day, making you food for the week. I'm having so many problems.
She slaved away, right? But she was at home.
It was 5 hours in the kitchen.
She was at home. We did not have to go out. I did not ask her to slave away. So then I got home and I was sitting down at the counter. Oh, I had went and done some stuff. I don't remember what I did. I was doing things. And she was like, oh, thank you for doing that. Oh, I was wrapping all the pipes, making sure everything was winter-proofed at the shop and here at the house. And I got home. She was like, yeah, I made you lunch, honey.
Oh, yes.
Asian
Not
pot
only
stickers.
did I make him lunch for the week, I made him zucchini bread. I made him lunch for the day. I made him stew for dinner. I was braising stew.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys understand what that means to me. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I don't cook, so I was braising stew.
Yeah, she was doing a great job, right? So I'm like, oh, I saw her phone there, and I'm like, how do you live this way? Her phone is just lit up with all these red indicators. I'm like, you know, these are like alerts and messages, and like you're supposed to look at these. Like the little red dots means like, hey, stupid, like look.
I can't keep up with it.
She
It's
can't
overwhelming.
keep up with it. I'm like, you probably haven't even done the latest update. And she's like, no, I haven't, honey. I've just, life has been hard right now for me.
You're so dumb.
So I'm like, oh, I'll do it for her. And so I had no idea she had a timer going
for your
the zucchini bread. I didn't know. So I'm like, I'll do it for her right now. So I do the update. So she comes and she looks at her phone and she's like, you did the update right now? I'm like, well, yeah, I don't know. I was just sitting here, so I thought I'd like help. I wish you fucking wouldn't.
I didn't say fucking.
I wish you would just go do whatever it is that you need to do. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, do what? Like, do whatever what? I've already been doing it like all day. I'm done. So she was still mad. So the point of my story is it doesn't matter if she goes out on a Saturday, Sunday, doesn't matter. She's mad about it.
I get overwhelmed easily. That I will blame on my ADHD. And I literally can't help. I don't cook, so I was trying to make zucchini bread, and I have to follow a recipe. Like, I can't just put ingredients together and, like, it's going to turn out good. Like, I have to follow a recipe, I go step by step. So I was at the step of baking it in the oven for a certain amount of time. And so then I got upset because I want the zucchini bread to be good because I fucking wasted all this time in the kitchen. Now I don't know when to take it out of the oven because I don't keep track. But then it turned out that, just so you know, the timer was still there when I turned my phone back on.
What do you know?
So if you update your phone but you have a timer going, it still is smart enough to remember, and it has a timer on there.
I didn't get that little bit of information until now. She stayed mad about it.
No, I apologized. I said, I'm sorry, I'm grouchy.
She was like, I'm sorry, today's just been a day. And I was like, what about yesterday? She was like, yeah, yesterday was a little bit of a toughie too. I was like, what about Friday?
It was bad.
Friday was really bad. I'm like,
no, Friday I had a terrible day.
About Thursday, would you say?
Thursday was fine.
Is there any day where you're particularly content with
no,
my presence?
I'm telling you, Friday I had a terrible day. I already told you about that at work. It was just terrible. So that's when I ate the 20 cookies. Then I think what happened to me Saturday is, like, all that sugar made me feel like shit. That's probably what happened to me. I'm just having this epiphany. All of that sugar that I ate probably made me feel like shit. I was so sleepy. Like, I just wanted to sleep. Remember, we came home and it was like 8 p.m. and I crashed out at like 8 p.m.
Oh, yeah. She promptly said, you will not have any tonight.
Well,
and went right to sleep.
Yeah, I was so sleepy. So,
and I was like, yes, it's Saturday. Like, all right, Saturday, that's the day we party, right? So tonight is my night. Nope. Wrong. Absolutely wrong.
Sorry.
So not Fridays, not Saturdays, definitely, absolutely not Sundays.
No, for sure not Sundays.
So we don't know
Saturdays,
what days are good for Sabrina. We're still trying to pinpoint that down. We'll do it together as a team. Maybe by next podcast, we'll figure out what day is her golden day of the week. But it's definitely not Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays.
Maybe it's Thursdays.
Maybe it's Thursdays. I don't
Thursdays
know.
are Thursdays are technically my Fridays usually. Not the case last week, but usually Thursdays are my Fridays. So maybe it's Thursday.
Maybe it's Thursday. We don't know. And on that super disappointing note, we leave you.
Yes. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in with us. Please like, comment, and subscribe with us on YouTube, and listen to us on Spotify and wherever else you stream podcasts. Email us for topics and conversations that you'd like to hear next at info@someonecallbs.com.